All right, everybody, welcome back to Close Encounters with Driftwood. We are officially live. That's right. Okay, so you can probably notice right off the bat that some things are changed around. We've gone ahead and, well, kind of set up a little studio here. We actually have room now for somebody to come in and tell us their experience, share their experience, and what it was like for them. Now, if you remember last time when we were talking, uh, I did this little, video about the my experience. And since then, I thought about it a little bit more, and it is definitely something that, I want to explore a little bit more, and maybe you can understand that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to be pursuing this. And over the last few days since I did release that video, I definitely pursued it. We actually came across some recent live footage from somebody that saw my video. And we're going to go ahead and pull that up. So let's go ahead and get this going. Once again, you're here live with Driftwood, and this is Close Encounters with Driftwood. Sorry, guys, I got to remember how to share the screen. This might actually take a second, so hopefully not too long. Share screen. Let's go. Las Vegas. Okay, so this is the Las Vegas one. Wow. Okay, so this is actually Johnny. Let's call him Johnny 81. Johnny 81. So Johnny 81 sent this video, or didn't send it to me, but he actually said that he had been posting live videos. This is something that occurs quite often in his area where he lives. So this is going to be pretty interesting to say the least. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh.
Huh? Dude, that's so funny.
All right, so it looks like he's zooming in on something here. Holy cow, look at that. Okay, so it looks like he's doing something. And now he's kind of zooming in. He's got a thumbs up from the other half. Apparently, like those videos coming in live and clear. We got live on that.
It's moving already. It's going faster.
Look, as soon as I hit the light.
Hit the light again. Oh, it's stopping. That's not.
Holy fuck.
It's stopping. It's right there. It's stopping right now. It's turning the other direction. That is not okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to run that one more time.
Big ideas don't come easy.
Boom. Las Vegas, part 1.
Huh? Dude, that's so funny.
Okay, so it looks like a little red orb.
Give my laser.
But thanks again, Johnny, for giving a heads up on this video. Shout out. Appreciate that.
Shine it.
Oh, it moved.
It's moving already. It's going faster.
So
Look, as soon as I
I
hit
think
the
in the
light.
future we're going to get a close-up of this and take a deeper look, but for now we'll just kind of go with it. Right on.
That's not.
Holy fuck.
It's stopping.
Oh, wait, where'd it go?
All right, yeah.
It's stopping
All
right
right,
now.
well,
It's turning the other
surprise us.
direction. It's turning the
So-
other direction. That is not okay.
All right, so that's Johnny's video. Right on. Very, very cool. Uh, I appreciate him giving me the heads up on this for sure. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. So that's Johnny's video. Looks like an orb. We're going to get a close up on it so we can take a little bit better look at it. But this is somebody that I actually reached out to who had been commenting on another screen. And yeah. And I'm very inquisitive. So a few days ago, I decided to go through and take a look and see who was looking to tell their story. So in the comments, people often say things like, hey, I had an experience and this is what it was, or something along those lines. So I went combing to see if I could find people that had experiences that want to share those experiences. Because if you had an experience, it's, from my own perspective, you become very inquisitive into the nature of this whole thing, of the UAP, the EBs. Like I said, this is something I'm comfortable saying, which is extraterrestrial biological entity. I don't know about UFOs, and I don't know about people that live underground or anything like that, but from my personal description, that's what it seems like to me. That's kind of what I got from it. So, and to each their own, whatever, makes them feel comfortable with it, or however, dealing with it. But, yeah, so that's Johnny's video, the orb going through. We're going to go through down the road, or go through it down the road and actually clean it up a little bit and see if we can do something a little better. But you may be seeing this on my countertop, or you may not have seen this on my countertop. So during my experience, I wanted to bring this up. I actually had, I talked about taking out a laser pointer and, my night vision and stuff like that. This is actually the night vision camera that I used when I was going to look at the EBO, extraterrestrial biological object is what I would call it. So it's what we saw in the sky, even though based on the last video I put out when they were talking about things like the vehicles, the technology, and things of that nature, I think the best way to describe it would be one of the stealth vehicles. Okay, so if there's these different classes that the EBs have of their vehicles, which are the EBOs, then I would have to say that was probably one of the described stealth. I don't know if it was a saucer or never just the way the lights was hitting or whatever, but what we saw in the sky, not the wormhole, but the other thing, the ship above and the orbs coming out. This is what I went out there to look. So I talked about having night vision. Just wanted to bring this out for this episode. Make sure the battery's charged. I think the battery's charged. Hope so. All right. Let me see here. So hold that up to the camera. Let's see if we get it. Oh, there we go. So that's the camera. And then we got, boom. As you can see, to switch. Get it. Okay, come on. Oh, where'd you go? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get this over to the night vision, but there we go. Boom. So now you can see it's the gray infrared. Gonna pick up some body heat, things of that nature, and there you go. All right. So this is what I was using to try and identify the vehicles up there. See if I could see it in infrared. See if I could see it through the camera itself. It's got a laser on it. I shine the laser up there as well. Let me see if I can get that on there. Boom. Boom. Laser. There we go. All right. So all these things, like I said in my story, this is one of the tools that I used when I was out there and we saw this vehicle. So we know that this thing has a pretty good range on it. And then right up over here is the rifle with the scope and the laser. And that's what I actually used to shine up at the I don't know, EB drone vehicle or whatever it is that was flying up there. So I thought that was pretty interesting when we got the orb video. Yeah. So we're going to hop into the next one here. Let's go ahead and, let's get this started. We've got some good videos to go over. So we're going to go over the George Knapp video. We're going to go over some of the different species that they say are out there. My own personal experience, like I've said, is only with the tall grays. I guess that's what it'd be. I mean, it kind of seems to, the visual that seems to fall under the classification that's been given the name tall grays. That's about what I'm willing to give it at this point in time, because I'm still learning a lot about this. I'm learning about the vehicles, learning about what different potential races there are out there, and I'm keeping an open mind to the whole thing still. There's always going to be a part of my science mind that says, yeah, but seeing is believing, and experiencing and seeing is believing. Then, well, I've got to believe. Do you believe? All right.
This is pretty much your town,
Yeah,
right?
this is pretty much it. There's 25 of us in a 5 square mile radius, and there's nobody else.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened there, but we're going here.
Huh?
All right, looks like I cut back. I pushed the wrong button. Like I said, I'm still learning this stuff, like most definitely still learning. So if you're chiming in here, we can see now. Thank you. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm probably going to cut all this part out, but hey, there we go. Thank you. Totally appreciate that. All right, so now we get into the very interesting part. We got the Joe Rogan Experience coming on here. So this is George Knapp's. This is huge. This is, to me, this is kind of like the creme de la creme. This is somebody else having their first experience, spending their whole entire life trying to capture a video of a USO. And if you spent your whole life trying to do something, and then all of a sudden, just bam, you got it. Let's rock this thing. I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm going to push play.
It is.
I think you guys are. I mean, you're certainly prominent.
Can I get the mic turned up on this bad boy?
Yeah, there's a little thing right
Oh,
there.
shit.
You could
All
hear
right,
your
so
own
we've got
voice.
Joe
There's a
Rogan,
volume
George
knob
Knapp,
right there.
and
There we go.
Jeremy.
We're up.
It's exciting times.
It is. It's very exciting times.
I've said it a few times that I never thought I would see it in my life. I would just keep plugging away this is my 36th year doing this, chasing this crazy story.
Wow.
I never thought it would make this much progress. Still a long way to go, but
Are you apprehensive at all that some of the stuff that they're releasing is bullshit?
Of course.
Of
Wait,
course.
who's releasing?
I mean, when you see these, the Pentagon's talking about it, when, intelligent officials, you ever wonder whether or not it's disinformation?
Yeah.
The Chrome extension everyone will be using in 2025. I feel like I just found a Google cheat code. This Chrome extension lets you block ads or get paid.
All right, so looks like you busted in a commercial right there. Of course, they're going to do that because that's what they do. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do something here real quick here, because they were talking about, oh, are you sure you're not worried about this? Like the Pentagon, blah, 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 all that stuff. Okay, so George Knapp got a video of the USO, and they're going to go over in a second. I'm not cut through to the very and extremely close-up footage of this USO right away. So, I'm kind of like the kid that, when he gets presents, I'm sneaking into him the night before because I want to know. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's, I think we're all tuned up here. So let's go to, George Knapp's USO enhanced footage. All right. Boom.
be damned. So this is what it does when it thinks nobody's watching.
This is the weird thing. It does that jelly thing. Actually,
So right off the bat, this guy went in, cleaned up all the images, and he's talking about thousands, going to play that part, but thousands and thousands of frames that he had to clean up, store in his computer, delete a bunch of stuff to get these images because this thing was moving so fast that when it came down and he went in to clean up the images, it's kind of crazy. It's a really long thing. You should definitely check it out. So this is George Knapp's USO Enhanced Investigation Alien / UAP podcast, episode 2E50. But this is great. You should definitely check it out. I'll put a link out when I go back and edit this so that you can find it. I think it's definitely worth the watch. All right.
with inside it. And then this shape comes through.
Check that out.
And moves over the frames.
So, holy smokins. Okay, so I'm going to pause it here for a second. But so he went through and edited this, and he comes out with this footage that's just beyond the imagination. And for him, he's having an experience. When he gets into this and he realizes what he's captured, what's been captured by George Knapp when they were filming. And then when he went in and enhanced the footage to just zoom in on it, clean up the picture enough so he could see the details of it without distorting it and making it like crazy, he realized, wow, there's something there. So this is pretty off the chain, you know? That's just my personal feeling on it, but wow. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll go a little further down.
Blowing minds. It's you look at. I'm looking at it, going, "This is it's not real. It's not. It can't be." But it is, and it's amazing. You know, it's gorgeous.
We're gonna
scary
right here.
Around,
this out.
And it goes down to the water.
It goes into the water, right?
Pulling it up, getting the frame to match each one, and then I'm looking at the water, thinking that's like a light.
Okay, I love how descriptive he is when it gets to this object right here. I love how descriptive he is because you can see he's like startled. He's like, holy cow. Whoa, what did I find? And I know the feeling. It's, but I don't think, like, honestly, I don't think that feeling is going to be much of a rarity for much longer. The way that things are going, I think, Anyways, we'll see though, right? Keep an open mind. All right.
In the water is a reflection from this light. But then I can see another one. And as the frames move on, more of these lights appear under the water. And it's not a reflection. It's not a moonlight on the ripples or anything, which I totally ignored this first off. So I just thought it was that. It was just the light shimmering.
So I thought it was just the light shimmering on this thing. So he's going through all the photos, the videos, all the 14,000 frames that were taken or something of this thing. It's some astronomical amount. I may be wrong. I probably am, but I know when I heard it, it was big number. And he went through and cleaned up every single frame to find what he wanted. And he realizes that when this thing was up there, and it was not just glowing off the water, that it wasn't just the glow off the water.
It's not. The lights under the water are causing the light on the surface. When I zoomed in, you can see a form, a brown form, like I saw on the Houston one. Can you remember when that first one I showed you and you went, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
There was that shape behind this light. The same thing is under the water.
Personally, don't want to see you. But I'm here to see these things. Okay, I guess we should
just with them lights.
Right back.
Here's the weird one.
Here's the picture.
As it comes down, I think it's on the second time it comes down. These lights, two of them blob together. I think it goes into three. 1, 2, 3 lights, and this one or 2 lights, and this one joins it, and then goes in and goes under the water.
Okay, so it's interesting because, okay, when he talks about these orb-like things joining the USOs coming in, and then they're able to join together and do stuff like that. If you remember, and you watched my video, the last one I put out, the person who leaked the information, who was actually involved in the congressional hearings, he was a leaker to the congressional hearings, and he had done the Reddit report. He talked about these objects having this interwoven lattice, right? The interwoven lattice that allows them to connect, to combine, to create like a different vehicle right there in the moment. So some sort of intelligent structure. And if you remember my video, I put out there that the honeycomb structure that Lockheed Martin Skunk Works was working on, and they've been working on for a long time, that graphene structure that can change shape and size and all these different things. And not only that, but include the energy that's put into it by this energy source, as Dr. or Bob Lazar put in there. He talked about the energy source to conduct all this stuff, to go in there and do this. Now, that's what Lazar is talking about, is, I believe, the essential ripoff of what this is, which is an actual video of these other creatures that live on our planet that just don't want to be seen for whatever reason. And wow. Anyways, so I just wanted to let you guys know that, from my point of view, it feels like it really connects. And feel free to comment down below. I mean, down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and like too. You know, I enjoy this, but hopefully you get something out of it. Let me know what you think. Does that make sense? If you watched the last video where I try and show a connection between, like they said, this honeycomb structure that I've seen, and then the honeycomb structure that was depicted through the Reddit report from somebody that actually did the interviews, secondhand knowledge, but it was all supposable government information. He like broke it down, all that stuff. So if you watch the video before, and then they talk about how these things can connect and change shape or join, which is essentially what he's saying here. Wow. And then it gets better. This one gets better. This one, that's why when I talked about the George Knapp video, I actually included the one close-up footage, but not this part, not the enhanced footage. This is one of those ones that if you didn't watch the last video and you don't come to watch this one, then you just don't get to see the super enhanced footage of what this looks like. All you get to see is a little clip. So don't forget to check it out. But all right, let's play this thing, and boom, boom, because it gets
and then you can see it under the green
left click,
you know, and you can see it changing under there a little bit. I put some of them on the second clip I think I sent you.
Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff on that. There's I don't think I've put. There's one on which is like a, I don't know, like a dummy shape or something in this jelly. I've seen that very similar on the Houston one.
Okay, so it just kind of described it in this jelly. So what do you think he's talking about? Do you think that maybe, so we obviously, I mean, and this is going to get into it here in just a second, but it sounds like if this thing can change shape, we're going to have to describe it at a metamorphosizing, or a structure that can metamorphose to something else. So move and bend. And that just seems so clear cut that what Lockheed Martin has been working on. Gosh, did they get their technology directly from an EB? I mean, did that really happen? Did Lockheed Martin and Skunk Works end up with one of these, like that report said? Were they one of the companies out there? I mean, I'm asking this question because I'm curious. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think Lockheed Martin and Skunk Works may be getting information? I mean, geez, he looked like that guy. He looked like on his face, I forget his name. We're going to get into that one too, I think. But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on here. I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm feeling totally fine with my life. There's no reason I would ever want to end it. All right, not today, not right now. Okay. But let's zoom forward on this and let's see. There's one video, a little piece of this thing coming up.
I'll get these when I can find them. I'll get them up. They're a TIFF file. They're pretty big, so you can see a lot of detail. That image of the pink thing, I didn't see on the second animation I did because I got that from a different frame rate, which means I've not got enough frame rates to capture all the movement that's going on. But that's how I believe it works. I'm not sure. I mean, you'd know, Tom, because it's only from
Dissipate
fast forwarding this,
or at least
right?
boil
You saw me doing
the
that.
water
Yeah.
around it. So
we got
the other one is as like Bob Lazar has mentioned, like gravitational lensing. So if it's something which is
to do exactly
creating a really dense gravitational field,
that's what he's talking about. So he's talking about when he gets all these pictures, and if you do anything with photography, you do anything with that, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get a picture, sometimes you got to go into a cleanup mode and just clean it up so that you can actually see what's going on. And it's pretty good how close you can get to the original look of something without throwing in a bunch of buffers and stuff. So essentially what he's done is gone and cleaned it up. And I mean, look at this thing. What is that? Now, I don't know if you can see my little cursor in there, but what's going on in here? Just remember this spot, but take in the rest of it because, yeah, wow.
Field around it, then it looks like a ball of light because all the ambient light around it is lensed around it, just like it would go through a crystal ball or something.
All right.
I wonder if it's because it's because of how close it is to the water and then goes into the water. I wonder indeed the actual water itself.
All right. So if you look at this picture, I just want you to kind of look and tell me what you see. Does it look like a little bioluminescent ET with two little arms pushing buttons and a little green head? Just take a look at that for a minute. And if you see what I see, and this is absolutely 100% real, this is George Knapp's video. So this is George Knapp. He's been doing this for a long time. We were watching his interview with Joe Rogan just before, and we're going to get back to that in just a second. This is his video, and this is what he caught. Gosh, I hope you see what I see. Anyways, definitely comment below. Let me know if you see it. Let me know what you think it is watching this part of our video. And I mean, if you agree, holy cow, right? What that must be like for him to have that experience after so long and actually capture it, not just see it, but capture it on video. Because these things, these EBs are so incredibly evasive. I mean, if you think about the technology that they have, I mean, they have a membrane that they wear that allows them to be camouflaged, move around. So you may look up in a tree and see something moving or something, and just a little flash of light. And if you're my age, have a reminiscent flashback to the Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then be like, holy cow, what if? What do you think? All right.
Could have created a bit of a
like a mirage effect, a scintillation, I think.
To sort of change the shape a little bit. So potentially it is a perfect sort of circle, but then we start going through water to look at it, or going through water vapor. I can imagine there is some, just above the water.
Shots, it's not in the water.
Okay.
That's out, where it's black. I did an inverted one, and I've tried playing around with that. I don't think I've sent you that one, and that's showing some different things.
Yeah, so now these guys are going through the people that are running the podcast and are interviewing the person who cleaned it up. And mind you, this person that cleaned it up, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, because I went out and looked for it. And even they mention it in here. He's not that guy. He's not the person that's out there trying to put all of his stuff out, maybe some pictures or stuff like that. But he doesn't. He's just not that guy. It sounds like the two gentlemen running the podcast over here actually had told him, hey, you know what, you need to have a YouTube channel. He's like, oh, no, I just do editing and clean up pictures and you know, things of that nature. And so he went and cleaned this up, and now his mind is blown. His whole life has changed. That's nutty, right? Like, if that's happened to you, have you seen something? Have you seen something? I want to know. I do want to know. Okay.
Looks a bit tricky to pull out though, because it's got a heavy contrast, but there's
okay. So
again a lot from what I thought was going to be a pretty
this
simple,
is crazy stuff, and
quick project.
Congratulations to George Knapp and these guys who get a bit of the green envy, I think, because the guy who cleaned up the picture saw it before them. Bum, bum, bam, bam. All right. We are going to be going on to the next video, I think. No, wait. We can't do that. You know why we can't do that? I'm going to tell you why. You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you we can't do that yet because we got to go back to Joe Rogan. We got to go back to Joe Rogan. We got to hear George Knapp. We got to hear George Knapp what he has to say about the video we just watched and how everything was blowing up, because they got right into the weeds and said, oh, some people might be da-da-da-da-da-da. He's like, how do you feel about that? He's like, well, of course I'm worried about it, but I wanted to play that one because that's the clearest one out there. It's the big one that is going around. I actually found that one when it first started going around, and I was like, okay, well, let's take a look and see what it looks like. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. Well, let's go back to the Joe Rogan. Oh, well, we got him here. We should probably push.
Go ahead. So, yeah, I'll take that first. Yeah, I've heard you kind of talk about that a bunch,
Yeah.
you know, and I think it's a very healthy suspicion to have. My perspective is a little different in that people are always coming at me with fake information, like every day, all the time. But the people in government that we have been able to kind of interface with, I wish there was an adult in the room. I wish that this was orchestrated through the media. It would give me some sort of hope that someone has some sort of control on this, and that has not been my experience.
Okay, what is your experience? Like, what's your impression of how it's all happening?
It's a big question. I don't know where to start on that, but here's what I know. I know that there are people in government that want some level of disclosure on whatever this is without defining it. Just there should be oversight. So I know that to be true. There are good people that think that people are running amok and there must be oversight, not just financially, but if these types of technologies actually exist.
Right. Who's in control of them and why? And who has access to them and why?
I mean, we have a history of
All right. See, exactly. So we're getting back to the technology. So they're having the conversation that we kind of had a few days ago when I released my video. If you watch that, you know that the technology is the big thing. Who are these companies that have been designated to receive the technology that the EBs are offering up? And when did we as humans get to vote on that? When did we get to say, hey, heads up, we detected your video on it. Detected. Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting a heads up, so we should probably jump off this video. Holy cow. Boom. All right. Well, that should hopefully fix it for a second there. Let me see here. It says, heads up, we've detected video in your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. If you continue, please ensure that the content owner has. Am I going to get in trouble here? Let's see what this says. It says content ID matching, generous claims against other users, uploaded content that match portions or references of your files. Oh, well, I think I screwed up. And I think, yeah, they're going to be like, take it down. Dang it. I was just trying to go over the fact that George Knapp is doing so well. But, all right. Yeah. Oh, dirty boogers. All right. Well, it is unfortunately going to be the end of our cast here. Hopefully everything comes out well. Hopefully we don't get any warnings on that. But we're going to figure out what was going on here. I'm not sure because I was just trying to add a little conversation about this. Oh, looks like we got the warning has been removed. All right. Well, never mind. We're going to keep on going then. Yeah, hopefully. But actually, what we're going to do is, we're going to go take a 5-minute break. So I'm going to go ahead and let people know. Sorry, guys. Totally just, yeah. Let me see. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Great Horn.